All right, all right. Well, you guys, welcome to the Sunday night generational wealth group. Training. We definitely when we do these have intention behind them. Intention to help you grow your business, and intention to help you grow your own mindset, which is extremely important. And then just intentional when it comes to just growing life in general, because a lot of the strategies we have learned over the years are simply that, things that you can put into place at even your work. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to definitely learn some amazing things. So I highly recommend that you block out this time, every Sunday that we have these, because they are special and they definitely are done with intention for sure. So, I've actually popped up in there. And if you look in the group chat, if you're not a part of the Generational Wealth Group, the team Facebook page, you'll definitely want to be able to do that. So link in there. If you're not part of the 7K exclusive Facebook page, which is the corporate Facebook page, I've got a link in there for that. All you got to do is just click it. You'll be good there. If you're not connected with the coin drops that we have, that the company has put on, one of the great ways, aside from being connected into the app, or excuse me, connected to the Facebook group, is if you text 7K to 88588. Okay. So if you text 7K to 88588, again, that's in there as well. And then lastly, if you haven't downloaded the amazing apps we have access to, then you want to definitely, take advantage of those. But that all goes into the foundation of, these are things that you learn as you go through the onboard training. So, if you haven't done that, definitely something that I highly, highly recommend. Because the first thing I did when I got started is I plugged in and got me a little bit of wisdom, with what we've got going on here. I put on some armor because there's a lot of folks that try to penetrate that at all times. They like to be stuck in their world. But man, definitely excited for you guys today. Um, man, I wanted to before we uh before we kick off, I wanted to give a shout out, man. There is some, geez, man, there's been all sorts of craziness going on. Uh, we are definitely growing by leaps and bounds on a daily basis. And it's okay. I say we're all a team. If you are personally not, it's okay. That's why we got this going on right now. You know what I'm saying? We all got room to grow. We all got room to improve in our skill sets. And actually, I'll plug it in at the end. I really wanted to do some shout outs, man, because you guys have just it's been amazing, man. So all the rank advancements that's going on. So definitely want to have time to celebrate. But what we are going to do is just go ahead and get this party started. Definitely, we're still going to be able to celebrate, folks. And when you guys see people inside the group as well, man, I tell you what, hit that like button, hit that love button. You know what I'm saying? You might even put in there a little cheer like, hey, congratulations or welcome aboard. You guys, we're one big family, man. And our community, it is so important. The culture that we want to build is one of love, is one of just being able to, build each other up. It was one of encouragement. It's not one of trying to hold somebody down, or that's the outside world. The outside world doesn't want to see you win. That's normal in the outside world. Well, in some places of the outside world, here we want to see everybody win. You see people winning, man, give them some love. You know what I'm saying? Give them some love for sure. But anyways, in for a treat tonight. I'm gonna step aside. And actually bring on my main man. This is somebody I've got a tremendous amount of love for. I've learned a lot from over the years. And fortunately, we've been able to remain friends over that time. And geez, he's just, he does it time and time again. And so there's a method to the way he does things. There's a method to the way he succeeds in this business. There's a method to the way he succeeds in life. And I think the training tonight is going to be absolutely one for the books. I highly, highly recommend, if you don't have a pen and paper handy, I know we're going to record this, but get a pen and paper handy, or have your little keys and notes, or however you guys want to take these notes. But this is information that you absolutely will want to take advantage of, because how did 2020 go? I don't know. It's for you to answer. But I usually know for a lot of people, it could have gone a lot better. And if you have a clear, concise roadmap on where you want to go, I know for a fact that definitely has a lot to do with where you go. There's no ball games out there that don't have any scores kept, my friends. We wouldn't want to watch them. You know what I'm saying? That'd be pretty boring, you know? And so in life, you too need to have, you need to keep score, my friends. You need to keep score. You need to keep track of the game plan on being able to get you where you want to go. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring in Mr. Nate Ridgeway. By the way, you guys, this guy's been professionally trained by John C. Maxwell, if any of you know about him. A plethora of other trainings that he's been through, but guy's a book of knowledge. And I'm going to step out of the way. Love you, my friend. It is over to you, Mr. Nate Ridgeway.
Hey, buddy, can you hear me loud and clear?
You're clear, buddy. Take it over.
Awesome, man. I love you too, buddy. And I was just thinking as I was prepping for this tonight, man, we're coming to the end of 2020. And, we have known each other and have partnered together in a variety of contexts over the last 18 to 19 years. It's been a little while there. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we've got everybody muted out there. Good deal. If you see anybody that pops on late and they come on unmuted, just go down through there and hit the little button and mute them out. It's an honor to be able to share with you guys tonight. And with your permission, I'm going to ask you guys to do a few things for me. Number one, if you're at a place where you can turn your camera on, I want you to turn your camera on. A lot of times we get on Zooms like these and we're here to make it look like we're here, but we're not really fully present. And the information I'm going to give you guys tonight, trust me when I say it's in your best interest to be present, not for me, because tonight we're not going to be coaching about our particular company that we have here. This is about you and your life and your future and the year that's coming up on you in 2021. It's about you. So I want you to be present. And one of the ways that you can dial in and be present is that you can turn that camera on and be here with us in the room, okay? The number two thing that I'm going to ask you to do is this. If you are able, make sure that you're taking notes. Jamie McBroom, do not take notes, my sister. You are driving, but I see that hand. But thank you for having the camera on, even in the darkness, because it's telling us you're present. You are here with us. So be present. Take really good notes. And the third thing I'm going to ask you is I'm going to ask you for some latitude tonight. I've got a lot of things on my heart that I want to bring to you, and this is not going to be a short training. We're not going to go on and on. I don't believe in wasting your time. A couple of things that I promise you is anytime that I step in the arena to coach, number one, I will never waste your time. I hate for my time to be wasted. I hate endless and mindless banter. I will not do that to you. The second thing is this: I will always come prepared. I will never come and blow smoke at you. I will always come prepared to feed your soul and to give you something that's going to help you on your journey. With that said, let's dive in. First thing that I want to get you guys to do before we press into 2021 is I want you to spend some time. You're going to need to carve out some time in the next few days to have a reflection period, to think back over the last year. Now, everything that I'm about to do with you in a nutshell time frame, I did with my family the other day in about a 5-hour time frame. We carved out like a 5-hour chunk of the day and we did work together. I've raised my children to do what I'm doing with you tonight. We do it in long form. Then today I had another about an hour and a half long budget meeting. And then tomorrow we're going to have a 4 to 6 hour, we'll see how it goes down, planning meeting for the year ahead. And so we take these types of things very seriously. Success is habitual, my friends. So is losing. Do you hear me? If you want to be successful, it happens because of habits. And all people who win at a high level, they do a year in review and then they do preparation for the year ahead. All major entrepreneurs will do this. Okay. The power of reflection. I want to give you a couple of things on reflection. You can just kind of title this little section, The Power of Reflection. First of all, let me just say this. Don't let life pass you by without reflecting. What a shame to spend an entire year, even a year like 2020, the year of COVID. I can't imagine that every single thing that happened to you in 2020 was bad. Even with all the craziness of the year, certainly something good must have come your way. You must have been blessed in some regard. You're still here, you're living, you're breathing, you've got food to eat, you've not died of malnutrition, you're paying the bills, the lights are still on, hopefully, except for Jamie, because she's in her car in the dark. But you've got something to be thankful for. And I want you to spend some time not letting this life pass you by without reflecting. Every single year, you need to take some time, and I don't mean 5 or 10 minutes. You need to spend a half a day with a big Keurig or something, a coffee. Get you a big old pot of coffee, and get a journal out and spend some time thinking about the year to the past. Now, here are some questions I like to ask myself. I like to ask myself, what was good? What was good? And whenever you're answering the question, what was good, you're not allowed to answer any other question. You're not allowed to talk about what was bad when you're talking about what was good. Only talk about what was good. And then I like to ask myself, okay, now what was bad? What was bad in the year? And then I like to ask myself this question, what was missing? Was something missing from the year? You know, what was it that I needed that I didn't implement? What was missing? And then I like to ask myself, what caused confusion? What was confusing? Those are 4 great questions to ask as you're reflecting. Now, 2 very important things happen when you reflect, my friends. Number 1, gratitude takes place. When we think back to all the good things that happened, that spirit of gratitude wells up within us. Gratitude's an important thing. But here's another thing that happens. The second thing that happens when we reflect is evaluation takes place. Evaluation. And when we're going through the evaluation part of it, I want to give you 4 more questions for you to ask. Number 1, ask yourself, what did I learn out of all that stuff? The good, the bad, the missing, the confusing. Ask yourself, what did I learn? And then ask yourself, how can I practically use, in a practical application way, how can I use what I learned? And then how about this one? How could I teach someone else what I learned? How could I package it and teach it? How could I give this lesson away to somebody else? And then the 4th thing would be, who can I call right now, today, to share that lesson with? So you got to start giving it away. Everything that you learn, you should be passing on. Every one of us needs to be both mentored, and we need to be mentoring someone else in little and small ways. You know, a rising tide lifts all boats. We want to make the world a better place. We got to take time to do our part. So take the time to call somebody and to teach them what it is that you've learned. So some powerful things happen in reflection, and that's one of the things that I want you guys to do as you look back on 2020. Now, here's what I want to do in moving forward towards 2021. Question for you. You might want to write this down. I'm going to ask you, though, are you open for business? Are you even open for business? If people were to, if I were to call all your closest friends and family members and ask them about you, would I get any clue whatsoever that you're open for business? Or is it just life as usual? That's a great question to ask yourself. Are you open for business? I am more convinced now, and this is all, we're moving towards 2021 now. I am more convinced now that there are 2 twin towers that are more important than anything else when it comes to success. Attitude, mindset. Attitude and mindset. Now, what's the difference? I looked up the definition for you guys. An attitude is a way of thinking, feeling, or behaving that reflects your state of mind. See, if I want to know what your state of mind is, all I have to do is I just sniff out your thinking patterns, or how it is that you're feeling, or how it is that you're behaving. And it tells me everything that I need to know about your mental state and if your head is in the right space or not. Now that's attitude, but what is mindset? Similar, but a little different. Mindset is a fixed mental attitude or disposition that predetermines your response to and interpretation of situations. This is why two people can have a shared experience and come away with completely different perspectives. Now, there's more to it than just that, but it's mindset controls so much. You know, how many of you know somebody who is habitually just in a negative place? Always in a negative place. You know what's really interesting to me is I personally know people who would tell you that they're positive, but if you ask the people that know them the best, they will all tell you that that's a negative person. Isn't that interesting? We're not always really as self-aware as we think that we are. But if you can get your attitude and your mindset aligned and working correctly for you, that's going to be a big step in the direction of success. And even with regard to this business that we're doing right now, some of you are already not doing as well in this business as you thought that you would when you first signed up. After 48 to 72 hours, some of you guys already like lost the mojo. You were excited whenever you first got called. You were pumped up. You called 4 friends and they told you no. And then all of a sudden, wah, wah, wah. Well, you already had the wrong mindset. Your mindset was, I'm going to go see if I can sucker 3 or 4 people in this business. And if they say yes, that'll make me feel good about what you're doing. Guess what? I felt good about what I was doing before anybody told me yes. And every time somebody tells me no, I still feel good about what I'm doing. Why? Because I made the choice to do what we're doing based on good information. I had the right mindset going into the thing. So some of you guys need to check on your attitude and your mindset. I think it was Zig Ziglar who said, some folks have some stinking thinking. They need a checkup from the neck up. Used to love listening to Zig, that quirky little voice that he had. Let me tell you something about the winning mindset. Here's how you know if you've got the winning mindset or not. Are you ready? Here's how. A winning mindset always finds a way to be victorious. Write it down. A winning mindset always finds a way to be victorious. When I was in the 7th grade, I played for a soccer team, and man, we were amazing. We were one of the best in the entire conference. We very rarely lost. This went on for a number of years. We were just incredible. And we were playing one of the worst teams in the whole league. They were known to be bad. They didn't have any wins on the season. And we were playing them on our home field, and it got to halftime, and we were losing. One of the best teams in the conference, playing the bottom of the barrel. We were losing 5-0. Now, if you guys know anything about soccer, 5-0 is like, that would be a really bad final score, much less halftime, right? I mean, 2-1, 3-1, 1-0. Those are soccer scores, not 5-0. That's a blowout. It's halftime. So we're running over to the sideline to see our coach, Coach Hollenbeck, and we just know he's going to have one of those, what are you doing? We can't believe it. You guys are horrible. You know, what's your problem? But he didn't have that look on his face at all. He had this look of like, guys, come here. You know, hurry up, hustle in. And we were totally surprised by his demeanor. We get to the sidelines and he said, hey guys, listen, no worries. I know what the problem is, and I know how we're going to beat these guys. Well, immediately his winning mindset and attitude, it changed everything inside of us. We knew we were getting ready to get a whipping, right? We're getting ready to get the beat down. He had his little chart there, and he had the little line in the middle of the field and the goal on each end of the field. And he had drawn a little X every time they had taken a shot on our goal. And then he would always draw a little X where we had taken a shot on the goal for the opposing team. Well, we hadn't taken any shots on goal. For whatever reason, we were letting them control the field. So he said, guys, here's what we're going to do. Ready? He said, in the second half, if we get the ball on their side of the field at all, I don't want you to worry about passing the ball a single time. Every time you get the ball, if you remotely, even if you're all the way at the midfield line, if you remotely have a shot at getting that ball to go in the direction of the goal, I want you to kick that ball at their goal as many times as you can. You know what? He said, we're going to wear their goalie out, and we're not even going to give them a chance to get the ball on our end of the field. Shoot on goal as often as you can. No matter how many times you miss it, some of them are going to go in the goal. I just believe it. So we went out in the second half and we fired at their goal like crazy. Listen to this, we took 63 shots on their goal in the second half. And you know how many of them went in? 12. 12 out of 63. That means we missed 51. Most of you guys, you missed 51 times. You're like, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, this ain't working. I just knew that this wasn't going to pan out. I've talked to both people that I know. Madiba says some of you guys are members of the NFL, the No Friends Left Club, right? I love it when he says that. You know, we took 63 shots on goal and 12 of them went in, and the final score was 12-5. They did not get a single shot on our goal the second half because we were so busy firing on goal. A winning mindset finds a way to be victorious. And here's how it happens. This is going to be a powerful message for somebody right here. So zone in with me. Powerful word, the word decide. The word decide is a powerful word. Cut it in half. You have decide. Side comes from a root word meaning to kill, like homicide or suicide or pesticide or insecticide. Something's going to die. Something's going to get killed. The prefix D means like off of or away from. Back in the Old Testament times, if you go back 4,000 to 5,000 years, there was an interesting ritual that would take place sometimes between landowners whose property were adjacent. If Norman had property next to mine and we came and met at the property line, I might say, hey, Nolo, you know, I've noticed some wild beasts and some raiders out and about, and they pose a threat to me, and I know that they pose a threat to you. I'll tell you what, if I see any of your children come over to my property and I see any rough people about, I'm going to protect them like I would my own. If you see some of my cattle or my sheep get over on your land, you know, one of them's about to fall off the ledge or something, if you don't mind, go herd them back and help protect my sheep and my cows. And we'll just kind of watch each other's back. And then what we would do is I would take a bull from my herd and Norman would take a bull from his herd. We would cut it up into pieces and we would lay it out. And then we would start at the middle, but we would walk a figure 8 all the way around both sacrifices. And we would meet back in the middle. We would cut a blood covenant. We would hold hands and we would say, if I do not keep my end of the bargain, so be it unto me, as has happened to these animals this day. That is my promise and my vow. There was a cutting that took place. And this whole concept of decide, it kind of comes forward from the etymology, the words there. When you decide something, here's what happens, my friends. You cut off any other possibility from happening other than the thing that you have declared is going to happen. That's what happens when you decide. If you say you're going to do something and you don't get it done, guess why you didn't get it done? Because you didn't decide. You didn't decide. You came here to play games a little bit. You came here to talk to 1 or 2 or 3 people to see if it was going to work out for you. But you didn't decide you were going to get it done. If you're going to be successful in 2021, my friends, it is up to you. How many of you ever heard the old saying, if it's to be, it's up to me? You have to decide that you are going to make 2021 the best year you've ever had before. Okay, so we've talked about reflecting on the year past. You have some questions to ask yourself. Now it's time to press on into 2021, but you've got to get your attitude and your mindset aligned in this vein of decision making. It's time to decide the things that you are going to do for the year ahead. Now, I'm going to walk you through an exercise right now that's one of the most powerful exercises we've ever done as a family. We've been doing it now. I'm going to say we've been doing this now for at least the last 8 years, 8 or 9 years that we've been doing this with our family, even with our kids. First time we did it, we got in my studio in Atlanta. We got big bean bags out. I had whiteboards all around the room. We had hot chocolate going. and it was like our big New Year's kickoff thing. And we found it to be very profitable for our family. And I'm going to give it to you tonight. And here's what we're about to accomplish, my friends. I am going to show you guys how to do goal setting on steroids so that you can set goals that you will actually achieve. How many of you, by a show of hands, have ever gone out and you set goals that you didn't go after because either A, you set them like way so high it was absolutely ridiculous, or you set them so low that they were just uninspiring? Anybody? That's usually how we do. We're like the over-under club. That's most of us. I'm going to show you how to set goals in your life that are going to fulfill you like you've never been fulfilled before. If you will do this exercise and do it meaningfully and execute the plan that you're about, I'm not going to come up with a plan. You're going to come up with a plan. But if you will set this plan into motion and execute it in 2020, I promise you this, you are going to have the greatest year you have ever had as an adult. That is my promise to you, my friends. Okay, so the first thing that we do, get out a sheet of paper and you start to write down everything you value. And I want you to take a good 20 to 30 minutes to write down everything that you value. It can be anything. And I'm going to read you guys. How many of you would like to hear my list? I'm going to read my list to you so that you can get an idea, because it can be all over the place. It can be big, huge ideas or concepts. It can be just a little bitty thing like a cup of warm coffee. Get a hot cup of coffee. Here are some things that I wrote down. We had our timer going and I said, hey, try to get 50 or so before the timer goes out. These are the things that I wrote down that I value. A good book. My personal collection of books. Relationships. My family. Learning. Teaching others. Tradition. Spontaneity. There's that sapphire Mediba. Sexuality. How many of you value sexuality? It's okay to write that down. It's all right. Totally cool. Good food, nutrition, health, my relationship with the Father, theologizing, biblical studies, reflection, music, quiet, solitude, my thoughts, top-notch movies. I hate boring movies, but I love a good movie. Coffee, travel, competent colleagues. I can't stand working with idiots. Give me somebody that knows what they're doing, please. Culture, language, writing, creativity, close friends, a workspace, tech tools, a nice home, God's creation, peace, romance, conversation, legacy, my notes that I've been keeping in journals for years and years from all my mentors. I've still got them. I've got millions of dollars worth of notes. Millions of dollars worth of notes. Other people, healthy differences I value. My heritage, opportunity, the ability to think, my feelings, the Spirit of the living God, the Word of God, the Bible, the love of the Father for me, the body of Christ, my brothers and sisters, smart people who think, the internal tools that I've collected on my journey, my guitar, my piano that's sitting right there, the gift of music that God gave me, my mentors in the past, the ability to mentor others. Here's a big one for me. I value the day that I gave up my need for inappropriate validation from other people. I value that day very much. Past gifts from my family that I still have, my memories, possibility, adding value to other people, and clarity. These are some things that I wrote down that I value. You're going to make a list of everything that you can think of that you value. Spend about a half hour doing it and get a minimum of 50, somewhere between 50, 75, maybe 100, but just write down the things that you value, because a part of that is going to be a bit of the reflection, right? As you write down things that you value, it's amazing the well of gratitude that is stirred up inside of you. But there's also another reason that you're going to do this. Once you have written all the things that you value, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to spend some time with a good hot cup of coffee or hot tea or whatever it is that you want to sit back and relax with. And you're going to spend some time thinking through that list, and you're going to circle 5 things that are your top values. Not 4, not 6, 5. And you're going to see why in a minute. You're going to need 5. How many of you would like to know what my top values were from my list? Anybody? I'll tell you what they are. Here's my top values. Number 1, my relationship with God. My number 1 value. Most important thing in the world to me. Number 2, my family. The other 3 people that live in this house with me. Number 3, my health. Now, in the first half of 2020, I did a pretty good job keeping my health. The last 3 or 4 months, my habits did not prove that I valued my health, and I've gained about 13 pounds of straight fat right here. So I got to get that off, man. I got to get back in the gym. But my health, I value my health. I want to feel good. I'm getting older. How we feel matters. I want to be around for my babies and my grandbabies and maybe even my great grandbabies one day. My 4th value is my legacy, the legacy that I'm leaving for my kids and my kids' kids. Proverbs says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children and his children's children. Now, not everybody has this privilege, but I have the privilege. We've done some family research, and we've been able to trace my family lineage back. And I have the first and last names of all of my great-grandfathers through the Ridgeway lineage for 20 generations. I went to a library on the outskirts of London, England, and was able to go there and find some of the origins of the Ridgeway name back as far as the 1340s. So my history and my heritage and my legacy means a lot to me. Yours should mean a lot to you too, no matter where you come from. History is important. There are beautiful things in your history. And there are also things in your history that you need to get warning signs from, that you can plead the blood over and you can get under the cross. Same thing here, right? We want to know our histories. So legacy and how I'm passing things down now, that's my 4th value. And my 5th value, highest value, is adding value to others. The work that I'm doing in the world that moves beyond my family, beyond my bloodline, into your bloodline. See, here's the deal. I love my babies. They're my babies and they're special to me. I probably love them a little bit more than I love yours. But I've got to learn to love people so much that if the same harm was getting ready to come to your child that was going to come to my child, that I would take the same action to save your baby that I would take to save my baby. We got to learn to fall in love with the people around us. We got to learn to fall in love with this world, not in the superficial way that the world is trying to teach us, but in a way that says, I want to be a strong and mighty positive force for good in the lives of other people. And so the value that I'm adding to others is very important to me. And that's my 5th greatest value. Now, these 5 things become your value system. It's your value system. Now, check this out. I'm about to give some of you guys goosebumps here in a minute. This is going to be awesome. The next thing that we do after we figure out our value system, we spend all that time. That's usually about the time we take a break. And here's what we do next. Now we go to goal setting. We don't go to goal setting first. We don't do that. Here's why. Because if you guys just sit down with a plain sheet of paper and you start setting goals for this next year, number 1, you're going to set some goals that are just stupid goals. There's no way you're going to achieve them. Number 2, you're going to set some goals that are so like dinky that it's like they don't even inspire you. Number 3, this is the most dangerous one that some of you have been making, and especially if you've been in the network marketing industry. The network marketing industry has a horrible track record of trying to keep everybody's goals centered around their MLM. They want everybody's goals to be centered around either how much money are you going to make this year or what rank are you going to advance to? Well, I don't know about you, but I am not Nate Ridgeway, the MLMer. I'm Nate Ridgeway, the human being that has hopes and dreams and goals and gifts and skills that God gave to me and all kinds of stuff that I want to do. And I have to respect that about you guys as well. We're humans, not network marketing robots, right? And when being raised in the industry, in network marketing for 27 years, I was always taught goal setting through that lens. And it started getting on my last nerve, you guys. It really frustrated me. And I thought, man, if I ever have the privilege of growing a big team and gaining some esteem and a bit of a platform, I want to help people beyond the scope of what we're doing here together in this little collectivism. And by the way, I love this collective. I love this thing that we're doing together. I love this opportunity that we have in front of us, but it's not all of life. It's a piece of life, right? So here's what you're going to do. You're only going to set goals for 2021 that correspond with your value system. If it doesn't correspond with one of your values, then you should not set the goal. I've had a lot of leaders that have tried to lead me by simply sticking an income goal in front of my face, and it never worked. I'm not driven by money. It's not one of my primary motivators. Now, it may be for some people, but I see a lot of you guys shaking your heads too. You're like, nope, me either. Well, if we're not motivated by money, why are they trying to motivate us with money? A great leader will care enough about you to get to know you and help to motivate you and supercharge you with the things that are important to you. See, it's okay to make money, and I've made a lot, and I plan on making a lot more. But it's got to be embedded in the real person that I am. It's got to be connected to my value system. So here's the way we do it. I'm going to give you an example, okay? So if I say that my relationship with God, oh, I'm getting ready to step on some toes here. Sorry, Madiba. I'm getting ready to get. If I say that my relationship with God is one of my top 5 values, then I have to ask myself this question: do my goals for the year prove it? So I said that my relationship with God was one of my top values. So I actually have a couple of goals that are set in connection with my faith. Number one, my first goal is I'm going to read my Bible and pray every single day in 2021, every day. And I have another goal that I'm going to witness to at least 25 people personally, one-on-one, witnessing my faith to 25 people. So there's an example, okay? Family, I said, was one of my values. So I have a goal that next year, we'll see how COVID allows us to do so, that we're going to take a big family vacation. We're going to go somewhere super cool, not just like to the beach, right? In Florida or something. We're going to do something really cool, out of the country or something. And then my second family goal was that now my son is in college, we are going to find a way that we're going to daily communicate. Our family will have daily communication where we will touch base. That way it keeps the nucleus strong. I said that my health is one of my values. So my health goal is to get down to 148 pounds and 15% body mass. You see how specific these are? By the way, nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. If your goal is to lose weight, thanks for playing. What's the goal? Nothing is dynamic until it's specific. My legacy for my family was my fourth value. And I have a couple of goals there. One of those goals is I'm going to grow my personal company, my information and, info and coaching company, so that it's making money every single day. So that there's never a day that I'm not getting that cha-ching, cha-ching from my Stripe account on my phone. That I'm going to grow my company so that it's making money every day, which means I got a lot of thinking to do. Another one of my goals for my family legacy is to increase our asset holdings this year. So I've got to make that specific, but that's like buying properties, investing in gold and silver, like we're doing here, and other things, but increasing our asset portfolio. My fifth value was adding value to others. How am I going to add value into the lives of others with the gifts that God has given me? Here are some things that I put down. This year, my goal is to finish my first solo record. I want to bring my music to the world. I want it to make people feel good. I want them to love the stuff, love my song. So that I'm going to be putting out my first book this year, 90 with Nate, 90 Days to Your Personal Pivot, with a whole video series. And then I'm going to launch either a new blog, and then either a YouTube or a podcast, one of those two, YouTube channel or podcast. And so those are ways that I'm going to add value to other people. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to get your piece of paper out then, and you're going to put on your far left-hand side, you will list down your values. I did mine down here, but you'll list down your values. And on the far right side, you're going to list your goals that correspond to each value. The reason why is because we've got some work to do in the middle. So all of your values down the left side of the page, your goals that are associated, dynamic and specific goals down the right side of the page. Now, here's where the magic. Aaron said I'm hitting him with right, left punches. I love it. All right, here's where the magic happens. This is how you're actually going to achieve the goal, okay? In the middle, between your values and your goals, you're going to create a daily habit that will cause that goal to come into being. So, for me, if I want to read my Bible and pray every day, what's something that I got to do to make sure that happens? Well, I've got me a new journal, and I'm going to use that journal. And every day I'm going to write down like my thoughts from what I read in the scripture that day, or write down, like maybe Madiba says, Nate, you need to pray for me, man. I got to hit that. I got to hit gold. All right. I'm praying today for Madiba to hit gold, right? Whatever it might be. Emily says, Nate, I got this big house that I'm trying to sell this bad boy. Pray that we close on it. For my family, check this out. I'm going to say that I want to take my family on a big vacation. Here's something that I'm going to do. I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to put money like either in an envelope or a big jar. I got to figure out what I've got a week left to do before it, but I got to get a jar or an envelope that I'm going to put money in every single day. And some of you guys are like, how are you going to put money in every day? Well, it may just be like $1 or $5, but here's what it does. Every single day, if I force myself to put money in there, even if it's $1, it forces my brain to think about it, which forces me to be thinking more creatively on the backside of my brain on how to raise even additional capital so that we can make the vacation even bigger and better, right? It keeps me talking about it, keeps me hyped. I'm messaging it to my family. We're not going to go on this little mini 3-day beach trip because we're saving up to go to Europe for 3 weeks, right? Or no, we're not going out for $5 lattes today. We're going to have $5 lattes when we get to London, right? Something like that. So it's something that I do every day, a daily habit that will cause me to keep my goal and scope and make sure that it comes into being. What about my health? I say that I want to get down to 148 pounds. How am I going to do it? Well, I'm creating 2 new habits. Number 1, I'm going to exercise every single day. So if it's a day that I can't get to a gym, I'm going to do something like 100 push-ups that day and 100 sit-ups, something at home. Or if it's a beautiful day, I'm going to go take a 5-mile power walk while I'm making 7K phone calls. Boom, 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 right? Out there like a mall walker all around my neighborhoods, burning that fat, pounding those phones, making the dials. I'm also going to use my Fitness Pal, and I'm going to train as a welterweight. Todd Palm says 147. All right, Todd, instead of 148, you see it. I'm taking my pen. I'm crossing out 147. I'm writing it. I'm crossing out 148, and I'm putting in 147 pounds to get to welterweight. That's my goal this year, to get to welterweight, baby. Todd Palm just called me out on it. I'm going to do it. Another habit is going to be, I'm going to track every bite that I put in my mouth with my Fitness Pal. That way I can keep how many calories, how many carbs, proteins, fats, that sort of a thing. I told you that my legacy for my family was to grow a company that makes money every single day in my like online info products and coaching and things like that, which means that every single day I will have to be doing something in my online funnels, building a funnel, A/B testing a funnel, A/B testing Facebook advertising, making sure that the automated email sequences are doing what they're supposed to do, but working every single day, asking myself the question, if it didn't make money today, what do I need to do? So tweaking, fixing, sharpening, making it work so that I'm building a system that will make money every single day. What about adding value to others? I told you that that was my fifth value. And one of the things that I was going to do was to start some sort of like a new blog, YouTube channel, podcast, something like that. So I wrote down that my daily habit is going to be, check this out, I will be a daily content creator. I will create content not every week, but every single day. And another thing that I'm doing to make sure that I follow through with that habit is I'm creating a content calendar. So I know in advance, today, am I shooting a video? Today, am I writing a blog? Today, am I shooting out an email to my email list, right? What piece of content is hitting my audience today? And I will know in advance. That way it just keeps me on pace. Think it through in advance, probably can batch it, probably can create like a sit down in 2 days and create 30 days worth of content that then I can automate to go out, right? And so do you guys check this out? Check this out. What I just gave you, I don't know if you realize this, but I just gave you the perfect formula to make sure that you hit every goal. You have a daily habit that if you follow it and do it every day, it guarantees the success of the goal. Oh, and when you hit the goal is anchored in what? Your value system. Here's what I just did, guys. I just gave you 2021 as the first time in your life that you have the potential now to live every single day according to the woman or man that you say that you really are. You no longer have to live arbitrarily. It no longer has to be day to day by happenstance or on accident. Every single day of your life, you will be doing the things that are going to get you to your goals. They're going to cause you to feel fulfilled because they're anchored in the woman or man that you say that you are. And I'll tell you what, you guys implement this in 2021. I can't wait to hear some of the stories that are going to come out from you guys. I can't even wait to see what's going to happen after the first quarter. 90 days with this system, 90 days, and it's going to totally blow your mind. It's going to create radical dynamic shift for you and for the people around you. Now, I want to just give you a word of caution. If some of this shuffling is going to affect people in your life, a spouse, a significant other, your kids, have the conversation with them first. Let them know what mommy or daddy or husband or wife are going to be doing. Invite them into the spirit of the thing. Share with them your why. Share with them your values. Share with them the goals that you're chasing so that when you have these new habits that you're implementing, they understand and they can get excited with you and get behind you. Okay. I hope that that's going to help somebody. I want to see you guys live the best year you've ever lived in 2021. And I think that this system is going to help. If some of you take the dare, it's going to help some of you guys to do it. And I can't wait to say who. Madiba, back to you, my friend.
Man. I told y'all, man, that was powerful. I don't even need to paraphrase. I don't need to do anything. I've got the recording. As soon as I'm able to upload it to YouTube, I'll make sure the link pops in there with you guys. That is years and years of staying focused. And that's why the man can have the blessing of being able to work from home, truly work from home, and so much impact, man. I'm grateful for you, my friend. So grateful for you. So amazing job, dude. Amazing job. I know I was sitting there taking notes and man, that was just powerful. That was powerful. And so you guys got the assignment, man. plug into that. Don't take that time lightly. Don't go into that new year like, oh, go into that new year ready. Go into that new year ready. Make it happen now. I posted something in the group that I thought was powerful too, and it was actually about that Harvard MBA business school study on goal setting. Actually, part of that was like false, and it kind of goes into some other things, but it's pretty powerful of the percentage of people that actually just completely drop off the face of the earth, and in their first week or first month or second month or half a year, it is a majority of the population, folks. And again, I go to the what is that word? Not outstanding. Well, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is that it's powerful information in there that I just added in that group that we have. And so, with that being said, I just wanted to really quick. I didn't have I'm not posting up here, but definitely want to give some shout outs, man. So, congrats to Frank Carrillo for hitting associate, Kiana associate, buddy Darren, he hit associate. We got Abel, he hit associate, or you see him online as AB, Abel. Emily, great job. Way to hit that bronze. I'm just on the list, you guys. Shout out, shout out. Norman Chun, Mr. Copper, good job, big dog. We got Henry Long that hit associate. Congrats. Richie Ogata Copper, man, congratulations. Bradley Hiranaka hit associate. We got a Layla, she's coming on strong, knocked out that associate and moving fast forward to other positions. Stephen Nash for hitting associate. Shout out, man. Great job, partner. Associate for Jane Naramatsu and Chad. Oh, by the way, God, you guys, prayers out to their family, man. Because an unfortunate situation that occurred. With a sister-in-law, so just be praying for them, you guys. Definitely be praying for them, because it's never fun when you obviously lose a loved one. But hey, you know what? God is good all the time, man, and God He's in control, and that's all we can know, man. And so shout out to you though for making that happen. Both of you hitting associate there. Craig, way to go, man, on knocking out associate. Daryl Copper, way to knock that out. Ida, she hit associate. Corrine, associate. Charles Sims, Dwayne Eddings, associate. You guys, man, we are growing. It is so good, and the only way you grow is by you going out and helping people win. And so I don't really have more for you at all. I think the training was so full. I think you guys have, especially over there in Hawaii, I mean, y'all still got some time to rock. I know I'm rocking. I've got an appointment here at 7, but grateful for every single one of you. And I appreciate the prayers, no doubt about it. It's a sensitive time for them, but you all listen. We don't have these devices just because. We have these devices to help you win, my friends. And so be serious about your system. One of the things I want to share is that, we got this app, right? But go show somebody how to use it. Because, man, I've got people that, I just helped out the other day, and she wasn't getting any notification because she didn't accept being able to get notifications, right? And that's the power in this app, is be able to get those notifications, because then you know who to strike at. You go to know who to strike at. So make sure that you're helping people. I know we've got the system in place. I mean, I've got a little video that shows them how to do it. But aside from that, go help them do it. Go help them. As a matter of fact, go further than that. Go help them send out some messages real quick. It's not hard, you guys. We got the power of Zoom. If they're not in your area, you got the power of Zoom. But definitely the only way you win is by helping other people win. My friends, share the message, share the message, share the message, share the message. Nate says it always best. The person that gets this information in front of the most people's eyes wins, period. Share the message 3-way. Share the message 3-way. You guys, man, we'll rock this thing out. The beauty of it all, no matter what, on a monthly basis, my friends, for the first time ever, you and I, all of us, are building tangible wealth assets for our families. And that, my friends, is something that you can be extremely excited about as you're waiting for those victories to start taking place and growing your business. So I think y'all give a little shout out to Nate for rocking it out, because he did an amazing job. Dude, you did awesome. You guys can unmute, say all the thank yous or what if you want to. I know I see a bunch of thank yous in the chat. It's open for you guys, open season. Other than that, prayers to you, and God bless all of you guys. Nate, you got anything else, my man?
No, congrats to everybody who advanced, man. So proud of you guys. Amazing.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, mahalo, aloha, all that good stuff, guys. Take care.
See you guys.
Oh, I think I stopped you guys from being able to unmute. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I stopped everybody from unmuting. There you go. All right, cool. Sorry, guys. There you go. There you go. All right, take care, though, you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Mahalo. Good night.
Thanks,
Aloha.
Geneva. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you. Thank you.